Hi there. So this is just a little bit of an overview about what you can find in Schoology for your internal assessment. Seeing as you're watching this video that will appear above here, you've obviously found the internal assessment folder, so well done. Okay, so there's a very brief overview that gives you sort of the top information about the IA. You know, it's significant. It's 20% for higher level students, and it's 25% for standard level students. Imagine if you can get a really good mark, you've probably got the best part of 20% of your grade in the bag. Okay, and then it's got some information there that might be useful for you, and also a presentation that goes through some important points as well. Other information that's going to be useful is the internal assessment guide. Now, this alone should give you all the information you need to do 3 really good internal assessments. Okay, as you can see, it breaks down into easy steps. Please have a read through that. It's really, really good information. Then going back to the main folders, we've got a section called tutorials. Okay, in this section, we've got how to draw economic diagrams using computers, because I know that's something a few of you are struggling with, and it's got a video on how to do it in Word, and if you can do it in Word, you can do it in PowerPoint and so on, because it's the same tools nowadays. Google Docs, and it's also got some special software we can download from Inkscape.org, completely free, and there's a tutorial there showing you how to do it. It's in there. So that's everything you need to how to draw diagrams in your internal assessment. Also in tutorials, we've got a step-by-step guide from myself, so that will give you everything you need in terms of how to select the best news article, how to structure your IA, and how to put it all together so you meet the rubric requirements. Also, recommended viewing from my point of view, also to supplement what I say, is advice from elsewhere on the internet. Now on this page it's got information from some people on the internet that's about microeconomics IA and macroeconomics IA, international trade, and also development economics. Okay, I think they're really good guides. Now the guy who's doing it, he's trying to give you some shortcuts to save you time, always a good thing, but the advice he's given is very sound and basically mirrors the advice that I'm giving you in the step-by-step guide. Okay, so flicking back to the main folder then, just a couple of folders to go. We've got templates that you're going to need to use. These are really important, so it includes your cover sheet and the actual portfolio sheet, so you'll use this one right at the end, and this one as you complete each commentary, so really important. And there'll be another document in here for your IA plan. Okay, so Miss Murray there wants to speak to me about next year. Excellent. Okay, and then finally we've got some examples, really good to look at. Now you can see on this screen I've got a hidden folder from you. I might unhide it, but I just want you to focus on the good examples really. Okay, and here you can click in here, you can have a look. So this has got 3 different assessments, so this is all the portfolio from one student. So he's done a macroeconomics internal assessment, that's the article, then he's got the commentary and so on, then he's got his next one, which is a international economics one, and so on. And if you scroll all the way to the end, it's got some feedback from the examiner and how many marks he's got for each of the internal assessments. Okay, so he could have potentially got a total of 14. He's got 12 there, so it's not a bad effort, and all of you should be aiming for 10 at the very least, and a lot of you for 14. So if we go back into the internal assessment, the very last thing we need to show you is the rubric. Really important is the rubric, okay, because it tells you how you're going to be marked, so you can basically ascertain your own grades more or less. Okay, so if you've included labeled diagrams and you've got a full explanation explaining to them, so what we've been working on all year in terms of referring to them, in terms of, you know, this will move from P1 to P2, creating a new equilibrium price, which increases, decreases quantity from Q1 to Q2 and so forth. Okay, you need to have a full labeled explanation. Okay, terminology, really important that you need to use the correct terminology. So use words like elasticity, use the correct terms all the way through, and any particular terms, define them. Application, okay, so keep to the article, don't mention other things, just explain it in the context of the article, and I'll explain this more in my step-to-step guide. Analysis, so have you analyzed the article appropriately using correct economic terms and concepts? And then finally, evaluation, okay, have you evaluated it? Have you looked at some of the advantages, disadvantages? Have you come up with a solution to the problem if there's a problem in your article? But you should talk about the information that the article is talking about. So if it's talking about subsidies, you talk about the advantages and disadvantages of those subsidies and maybe how to limit some of those disadvantages. And then the very final thing, and this only comes into play once you've completed the 3 commentaries. You need to have 3 commentaries, none of them exceeding 750 words, needs to be based on a different section, each IA and so forth. You can read that, but basically if you can meet all those, you get an extra 3 marks. Easy, okay? If anyone doesn't get an extra 3 marks there, you need to have a very, very quiet word to yourself, okay? Or very loud word to yourself. Anyway, so that's a bit of an overview of what's on Schoology, okay? And it should give you all the information you need to make a fantastic start to your internal assessments, okay? And I'll give you some more information on another video about dates and so forth. Okay, bye-bye for now.